G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning, solid as a rock, cheap as duck! What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!
eSportsBets.com, the service where gamers will bet real money on virtual events. Only here, the best odds and widest coverage of games from Dota 2 to Hearthstone. We have over 200,000 users registered. Join us. Prove that you are the best versed in esports. Who will get the first blood? Who will take the first Roshan? Who will win the knife round? Participate in the race of predictors and earn real money. The more bids, the more bonuses. Reward for your first deposit up to $600. eSportsBets.com. Foresight, passion, and calculation.
Dragon Knight.
Dire Team Ban.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Starladder Pro Series, between 4 ASC, who are on your Radiant side on the bottom of the screen this time, and Yellow Submarine on the Dire on the top of the screen. I only say that because there's no team names on the overlay, so yeah, there's no way for you guys to know.
Reserve time.
Of course. Anyways, we do see Yellow Submarine banning out the Wisp, which they used to great avail last game, assuming 4 ASC might try and pick it up, even though Yellow Submarine have the first pick. They don't have anything easy to combo with the Wisp if you get it second pick, but they are going to have Dragon Knight picked up as well for 4 ASC. What I consider one of the strongest heroes in the game right now.
Radiant Team Ban.
But we'll get on to that in a second. They are going to pick up the Gyrocopter. Again, 4 ASC do respect ban the Broodmother. I'm not sure exactly who they're respect banning that against. I would assume it's Dale, since he was playing offlane last game, but I don't 100% know.
10 seconds remaining.
Since I'm not as familiar with this team.
5 seconds remaining.
Anyways, Gyrocopter being picked up first, obviously a very strong hero, probably the most popular carry in the current patch. Viper going to be picked up first for 4 ASC, one of their preferred heroes I know. I want to say that either Trixie or Matumba Man plays this most of the time. And they will get the Coddle as well to keep somebody fueled with mana, as well as enable split pushing throughout the game. We'll see PL respect banned, another very popular carry, but he's one that generally gets banned out second phase as opposed to a first pick phase like the Gyrocopter. Dragon Knight, though, picked up for Yellow Submarine, a hero I definitely think is one of the stronger heroes in the current metagame. I mean, his damage reduction is very strong, not to mention he can fight up against physical damage very early, and even magical damage with his relatively high HP pool, and then he can push with the ult, which is much more useful.
Tuska.
Dire Team pick.
Will be the Tusk there for 4 ASC, as hero we saw them use very well in the previous match.
Witch Doctor.
Radiant Team pick.
And Witch Doctor for Yellow Submarine. A very nice hero to have against Tusk, honestly. You'd think, okay, why is this the case? Because Tusk has pretty good disable. Well, honestly, everybody pumps out of the snowball. If you can get a cask off, you're going to be bouncing between those heroes like crazy. And chances are that means
10 seconds remaining.
Oh gosh, I can't think right now. Chances are, if they've snowballed together, there's not many creeps around either for the cast to bounce
Reserve
off to. So
time.
really good disables in that sense. I like this pick up against the Tusk. We do see Darkseer and
Templar Assassin.
Tree banned out.
Dire team pick.
But it will be Templar Assassin here, probably for Matumba Man. A very useful hero, especially with the Tusk, to reduce that armor. Dragon Knight, not going to do quite as well against her in the mid lane. Anyways.
10 seconds remaining.
Sorry, I was thinking I'd have a co-caster for this game, wasn't able to get one. So we're
5
just going to have to
seconds
grin and
remaining.
bear it for now. But of course,
Reserve time.
Yellow Submarine looked very good in game number 1. Their draft is looking good so far. 4ASC need to have some trick up their sleeve to play this. But of course, don't really want to give away all your tricks right before the TI qualifier because, I mean, it's the biggest tournament of the year by far. But Rubik going to be picked up by Yellow Submarine. A very nice hero to have. Of course, being able to grab on the Viper Strike will help a ton against TA. Even grabbing Refraction is not bad at all. Keeper of the Light, there's stuff you might want to steal. Shocker Magic is okay, but it's not as great
remaining.
as some other things you might get.
5 seconds remaining.
Of course, I'd argue that Tusk Sigil is very good.
Dire team
We'll see
banned.
Beastmaster banned out, which I want to say we saw banned out in the previous match. Not 100% sure about that, though.
Radiant team pick.
We'll see Pugna banned out as well by Yellow Submarine. A little afraid of early aggression. As 4ASC does like to run aggressive tri-lane with that Tusk. And Pugna would definitely be able to tear down those towers
10
pretty early,
seconds
despite the
remaining.
Dragon Knight, despite the Gyrocopter. He could get in there. Actually would be a very good
5
laner against the
seconds
Gyro,
remaining.
simply to get rid of his mana very early and stop him from aggressing on you with the
Reserve
Nether
time.
Board. We'll see the final pick for 4ASC coming up in the next 50 seconds here. I think they're going to get some sort of either safe lane carry or a tri-lane core. They could get an off-laner here. They could also run Tusk in the off-lane position, but if I'm not mistaken, that's not very like them. They tend to run the Tusk as a support hero or a kind of a tri-lane support generally, or a roaming hero in general, but still in that supportive position. Yellow Submarine waiting patiently, surely. Maybe impatiently, you never know. They could be very
10
excited about this
seconds
game and
remaining.
not want to give 4ASC the chance to think, which they don't have very much time to do so.
5 seconds
5 seconds to
remaining.
go here, and they're going to have to make a choice. They're going to have to Razor. Okay, Razor very good against Dragon Knight
Dire
indeed.
team pick.
I mean, you can reduce Razor's damage by 40%, sure, but if he's got all your damage in his pocket as well, it doesn't very well matter, to be honest. It's a bit of a joke at that point. Anyways, Yellow Submarine with about a minute and a half to go here can think of whatever they might want to deal with this. Looking for an
10
off-lane hero, I would
remaining.
imagine. Broodmother, Beastmaster, as well as the Earthshaker even
5
banned out,
seconds
and the
remaining.
Darkseer. Don't think we'll see something like Axe
Reserve
picked up,
time.
especially not against Viper, where he'll get kited a lot. Venomancer comes to mind, but still is very squishy against this burst damage strategy. And Phoenix. Gonna be the pickup. I do like the Phoenix here. A lot of damage over time to get through Templar Assassin. Not the highest of armored heroes until she gets into the mid-late game, or he, whichever sexual preference Phoenix has. I don't know. I don't keep up with laser birds and their gender. I'm not very good at that, so I just call him the laser bird. The laser bird, excuse me. As actually a level 1 smoke gonna come out from Yellow Submarine, and a pause, of course, as is general in the Dota 2 community. Of course, once again, I'm SP Evolution 5. Let me fix that overlay for you guys, because I was about to forget to do that. Save myself there. For Truesight TV, and a big shout out to ACESRG, esportbets.com, and G2A.com for sponsoring this, as well as Starladder for hiring us, and good old Heflamoke for getting us into the slot, because his casters could not cover it. I'm like, okay, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. We will be happy to. Although we haven't been able to cover every single game, we have enjoyed bringing you guys this tournament. Keep in mind the grand finals are tomorrow at noon Eastern. That's 1800 CEST. Between the winner of this match and alternative attacks, I want to say. Let me see. Real quick, since we don't seem to have much early action going on. Grid. Team alternate, anyway. With Sasu, Nisha, Supreme, Exotic Deer, and El Lisash. And that will be right here on Truesight TV in English. Don't forget, your best way to stay up to date with all things Truesight TV is to hit the follow button on the channel, as well as finding us on Twitter at Truesight TV and on Facebook at Truesight TV. We really appreciate all the support you're willing to give us there, as we are striving to get partnered and continue improving as well. I always thought this Batman, or this Dragon Knight set looks a bit like a kind of Batman if he were red kind of thing. Just a random thought here. You guys know me and my comic book thoughts. Waiting on the reconnect from Miposhka. They've had a bit of lag issues today, so that is surely what's going to be going on here. Again, a huge shout out to you guys for coming out. Sorry I don't have much to talk about before the game gets started. In terms of lineup, I'd say these drafts are relatively even. 4ASC is lacking a bit of lockdown against Dragon Knight, which is probably going to let him get away with something like a no BKB kind of thing. That's not 100% for sure, of course, as they do have a decent amount of magical nuke. But seeing as their only real form of, well, I'll call it ranged lockdown in the Viper Strike goes through BKB in terms of its slow, I don't really see a BKB doing that much for him this game, nor do I have the Gyrocopter. And honestly, if you don't have to build a BKB as Gyrocopter, you are in a great position. I mean, you should be over the moon in terms of how happy you are. Anyways. Oh, it looks like we do have some sad news on Reddit here, as visa issues are keeping Empire and Vega from attending MLG. No word right yet on who their replacements could be. looks like we are ready to go
30
now.
seconds
So,
to battle.
sorry for the delays, folks. Nothing I can do about it, of course. But should be a very interesting game. I, again, still believe the drafts are relatively even. YeS with a slight advantage simply because they actually have lockdown. And that is quite a useful thing to have anyway. But of course, no First Blood Clash, even though they did buy a very early smoke to get down here quickly. It's not going to be used for much of anything other than the move speed. And of course, we have another pause. Just got some troubles, you know. Anyways, I don't have too much to talk about again. Sorry for the extremely exciting cast right now. Internet down, wait 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pause the VOD, and I'm gonna play some music while we wait for them to reconnect, since they said it's gonna be a bit, so we'll be right back. Sorry, forgot to unmute the mic for a second there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Yellow Submarine up against 4ASC. We have reconnected, we are ready to go. Did I resume the VOD? It looks like yes. Just triple checking there, because I've done this before and then forgotten to resume the VOD, and then the VOD was ruined and no one could watch the game again. And that time it wasn't an amazing game, thank God, but this time it probably is going to be, as both these teams are in your TI qualifier that starts on Friday. It is currently Wednesday, of course, so that's 2 days from now. Miposhka is going to be on the gyrocopter now that he's solved some of his lag issues, had to restart a router, I'm assuming. We've got F on the Witch Doctor, and PSM on the Rubik in this aggressive tri-lane for Yellow Submarine. We are going to see Barash on the mid lane Dragon Knight, and Dale will be up top on the off lane Phoenix. We're going to have Trixie on the off lane Viper here, a tri-lane made up of Volix on the Coddle, Matumba Man on your Razor, and of course Boogie on his signature Tuskar in the bot lane for 4ASC. As they have just missed this ward by just a little bit. Oh dear. And there are no pulls happening for you guys unless you can find some money elsewhere. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, we've got Nymphy, of course, on the Templar Assassin. Sorry for not mentioning that. Now, Dragon Knight versus TA should be a pretty even matchup, of course. TA having the advantage because, well, she can block out Dragon's Breath with the Refraction up until he gets to level 6. But, of course, Dragon Knight reducing her damage is going to be a very big deal. All TA has is right-click damage. I mean, that's it. And, yeah, it is only a right-click damage reduction. Although, I wish we would, they need to differentiate between that, to be honest. But Witch Doctor, being harassed out a bit, could go down here. There will be a cast. It's going to bounce, but Volix able to secure the first blood with the Light Blast there. And Coddle going to be picking himself up a Magic Stick. I mean, in an aggressive tri-lane, they're going to be casting lots of spells. So generally, you're going to want a Magic Stick. I mean, even if they're not the spammiest of heroes, as this tri-lane really isn't exactly. It's not like it's a Bristleback and a Skywrath or something, which would be a very odd tri-lane indeed, but they'll be able to get a lot of regen, a lot of value out of the Magic Stick. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it looks like Nymphy is going to be here doing fine on the Templar Assassin. Let's actually pull up in last hits instead of net worth, report newscaster. Nymphy going to be sitting at 14-10 up against Dragon Knight 7-3, doing a very good job of dominating the laning stage here. this time around. And Trixie up top should actually have a very favorable matchup up against the Phoenix. I mean, the damage over time going to harass Phoenix every time Trixie gets hit with that Fire Spirit. The Fire Spirit, though, will slow his attack speed by quite a bit, so it's definitely not the worst in the world. And of course, with 4ASC having access to the Viper, no access for Yellow Submarine, they don't have that to worry about against the TA. Meanwhile, speaking of the TA, she will be getting the Courier to bring her some boots, and likely Bottle Crowing back, I would imagine. Although it looks like they both want to go for this top rune. Now, TA has no trap. She's actually going to force Barash to move a little bit to the side. Knows that she can secure the rune here. And it is Dragonite who actually gets the double damage rune. A very useful thing to grab there. Meanwhile, Gyrocopter actually taking down Coddle on the bot lane. Sorry about that one. Thought we were going to have an engagement up on top, but it turned out to just be a meld strike. And not a lot else getting done here. They did buy another Sentry Ward just to put it out. Oh, no. And they've just gotten their camp blocked yet again. Now, they will spot this one out, actually, seeing as Sentry's in a favorable position. PSM trying to see if he can spot the enemy Sentry. Witch Doctor under fire will go down. Matumba Man able to do a lot with just a right click and that. And now the Static Link coming forward with the Tusk. That's actually quite a nice combo. I didn't realize it worked that way. Coddle Blast going to help to clean up the Gyrocopter as two more go down on the bot lane. And 4ASC looking very good in the laning stage this time around. As in the previous game, they didn't look quite as hot. Starting from the beginning. We'll see F gets snowballed on right now. A Plasma Field as well, going out to dish out a lot of damage. Valix doesn't have a Light Blast available, and they'll actually lose the Tusk, thanks to Rubik with the Fade Bolt and the right clicks and the Lift being used there. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, double damage rune going to be spent by Barash. Still see TA with an empty bottle at the moment. Don't believe she's Battle Crow, but now level 6 Dragonite means you're going to have that Dragon form available, and this makes the matchup so much harder for Templar, as the Refraction will start going down. I do want to see, only instances of 5 or more damage will trigger Refraction, but of course 20 damage per second with the Dragonite Corrosives. Wait a second. Is it 20 poison damage over 5 seconds? Or taking 20 damage per second? Okay, so it's actually 100 damage. I was mistaken about that. It looks like the tooltip is a little misleading there. Just trying to make sure I'm saying correct things here, but it will still break through the Templar's Refraction, as she does go down on the mid lane. Dragonite with a Glove of Haste could be looking for a Midas here very easily. I'd really like to see him go for a Shadow Blade right away, though. But it'll be a Bracer as well as a Magic Wand. Just a little bit of stats, a little bit of tankiness to work with his early aggression here. Boogie coming in, and Barash does have one slow applied. There's the second, and Boogie still having Ice Shards as well as a Snowball to lock him down with. They should be able to secure this kill. Nice Ice Shards coming out there. One more right click, 2 more right clicks should do the job. The Snowball just to finish it off. As what a baller. It's going to go down there. Meanwhile, Matumba Man and the Witch Doctor both going to trade lives here. As when Tusk's away, well, the Dire will just try to get a kill or two. And actually, it's a double kill for Valix as he cleans up the Gyrocopter as well. This Coddle is really doing work. 4, 1, and 3. Could be looking at a very early, like, Hand of Midas, even, for the Coddle. Simply because he's able to get a lot of kills very early on. Could just be looking at a very early mech, though. And mech on this team is going to be very good. I'm assuming Viper is probably going to be the one picking it up, as Boogie is actually rotating up top. Does have 2 smokes. And PSM has spotted him out here. Boogie doesn't seem to mind. Actually, Gyro will be rotating up here. A nice lift from the Rubik. He'll drag Viper back, but the Ice Shards keeping him away from the fight. Viper getting hit by some Rocket Barrage. There will be a Phoenix ult committed as well, but a Snowball will dodge the damage. No, it will not, actually, as they both get stunned. And actually, Valix going to come up top. You can't run from the Coddle, it turns out, as he'll take down the Gyrocopter anyway. Phoenix trading for the Viper, at least, is a good trade for them. Viper will be down for much longer, and Boogie on 90 HP, but will end up living, and Dale could drop here 180 HP, and the Light Blast won't quite finish him off there. 3 points in it, but not enough charge time to really get much more. if Kato can secure this kill, that's pretty much a Midas or whatever he wants at this point in the game done, unless he's wanting something over gold. But he cannot. We're going to see 9-5 in favor of 4ASC right now. Gold graph is going to show us about a 3k advantage for 4ASC, about a 1.5k XP advantage for them as well. Kato will be continuing to farm up the top lane. Taking a look at our, well, that's not our Dragon Knight, excuse me. Our Dragon Knight here, who has, I'm assuming, picking up some treads and a TP. Because you never know when you might need one of those TP scrolls. Definitely don't want to be caught without one. Very close to being caught with your pants down, if you will. But of course, another thing keeping his pants up is that belt of strength he picked up to build into power treads. And, well, Kato gonna take down Ruben. Barash gonna actually be fine here. Because he's trying to engage here. But Kato still is doing so much work. In fact, 2,800 gold. We're looking at an AoE 2000 level of farm here. Although, I am beginning to think we may see even faster ags picked up. I want to say if it's 12 minutes. Nymphy is gonna get harassed down here. Phoenix Sun coming out. They can't re-engage into this. With the Light Blast, they do a lot. But the range of that Phoenix damage over time, it is in... Okay, it feels like it's much more than 1,000 radius. I'll be honest. But then again, the radius is... I'm thinking diameter, not radius. Sorry. That makes it actually a 2,000 AoE, if you will. Kato will be picking up a Staff of Wizardry. I'm assuming to build into an Aghanim Scepter very quickly here. I mean, if you can get an Axe on Kato, you might as well go ahead and get it. Your team will be like, but you don't have mana boots, you don't have a mega. Who cares? He can heal you with the Light Blast, man. He's already got his ult up constantly. And I'm hoping that's what we'll see here. Yep, there we go. With just a little bit of
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Farming, he should have a very record-setting axe. Let me just see if I can pull up that Dota right quick. Find stats for item, maybe hero. I'm not very good at that Dota, so you have to bear with me a second here. Keeper of the Light, patch, item, Aghanim Scepter, not from Alchemist. Okay, Aoi had it in 1190. Valix won't quite hit that mark, but it should be able to get the second fastest Ags recorded so far. Of course, this won't be on Dota, but as long as he beats the 19-minute Ags also from Aoi, and be able to do quite a bit. Now keep in mind, the hero with the Ags actually has a 57% win rate this patch, and without it, he drops to a 29% win rate. So this is considered a very essential item for Keeper of the Light. And Trixie is going to be in a bit of trouble up top. Witch Doctor could be going down as well. A tough snowball and a right click to do, as well as what was stolen by Ruben. Oh, he stole the snowball. Okay. I guess he kind of stole the sub ability with it, but no matter. This Valix will be in his ult form right now. They're going to try to bring down Barish. It won't quite do the job here. Kato is going to let that one go for free. It wouldn't have hit anything anyway at that point. So there are 2 smokes picked up by YeS Submarines Rubik. I do like the fact that these players are very vigilant in buying out their smokes. Why is there a red mark on the screen there? That's pretty interesting.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Huh. Okay. GG, Volvo. You've stumped me yet again. And obviously the snowball coming out from the smoke. And Rubik says, hey, two can play at that game, but apparently we can't, as again, our policy here at Truesight TV is if the boards are close enough, you just draw a smiley face between them. Doctor denying the mid tower though. We're going to see still a pretty sizable advantage for ASC, although Yellow Submarines still have the potential to make a comeback here, I definitely think. Coddle, though, is quite fat. Only 500 to go on this Aghanim Scepter right now. Man with the plasma field out, PSN dropping low roll fall there as Alex takes down the Witch Doctor on the back end. They'll bring down the Dragon Knight as well, and for ASC just seem to be rolling over Yellow Submarine at this point in the game. However, this is how it seemed for Yellow Submarine last game, so could easily see this turnaround. Gyrocopter going to be picking himself up a Bracer, going for mostly stats items here. Is actually he'll get met up with the Razor here. Is a little bit faster than him now. And we'll be able to run away. Razor only with 1 point in the unstable current right now. Nipashko going to run headlong into the Light Blast, though. Don't go toward the light, buddy. That's all I got to say. And there is your 14-minute, 20-second Aghanim Scepter picked up on Coddle. I'm going to screenshot that just because, why not? Who is playing this, by the way? Boogie, or Valix. Just figured I'd throw out a small bit of social media there. Meanwhile, Nymphy gets jumped on and gets taken down indeed. Rubik managing to steal the trap. Won't be too useful here. We'll get a little bit of a slow on Boogie though. And a Icarus dive coming in. They get some damage over time off on him. Can they secure the kill here? Boogie does have most of his mana available. Actually a nice shards as well as the Light Blast coming out. The Phoenix will get the egg off. Valix trying to run, will make it away it looks like. From the stun as a Buckler is coming up for Dale. But they do, of course, secure that tower. They're first of the game, actually. Despite the fact they have the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight is going for the Shadow Blade here. There's a nice Gyro ult out. They'll actually grab Trixie with it. They should be able to bring him down as well. Coddle Blast coming out, but he is in the wrong neighborhood here. As he actually brings in Matumba Man, though. Drain and ult coming out. There was a drum charge used, but Matumba Man not able to keep up with Dale at the moment. Thanks to, I believe, the slows coming out from someone or other. I'm not really sure. Up top we have Gyrocopter moving on around here. Phoenix glancing on down the camps. That works, still sitting in favor of your Radiant team, but a bit of a spike downward as YeS take a pretty decent team fight and do get a tower at least. And a lot of damage done on the tier 2, at least for this stage of the game. 16 minutes in, you want to have pushed a bit more. Definitely need to have a little bit better defense, as Gyro is sitting on a drum now, does have quite a bit of stats to work with, but is it enough? As Nymphy does have an Invis rune, is looking for something up top. Excuse me. It is going to be going for the Desolator. Don't know why I'm yawning, I'm not even sleeping. We actually do have a Witch Doctor taking down the Coddle on the bot lane. Sorry about that. It is, I believe, yeah, the second death on Coddle, but still a very good kickoff for Yellow Submarine. forgot to look at fight recap. I meant to there, but they're going to get a good hunt. Good Trixie.
Attack.
Well,
Radiant structures are
he's going to have the Hood of Defiance picked up right now. A very nice item to have against Gyro, especially if they're planning on building it into a pipe, as well as against the Phoenix. As actually Dale will get jumped on here. Meanwhile, on the back end of the fight, looks like Ice Shards is stolen by the Rubik. A Walrus roll in from the Tusk. As Tusk will go down, Nymphy in a bit of trouble as well. Witch Doctor ulti though coming out as they will take down the Phoenix. Matama Man trying to stay alive will actually make it on 60 HP here. As Witch Doctor is going to try to escape from the Viper, only he has no mana, he has no move speed, he has no medicine for that. But Nymphy coming on in with a big Deso hit, as well as the Mailed Strike. No armor remaining, in fact, -1 for the Gyro right now. She'll try to chase him down. Nice Ice Shards there from PSM, who will end up going down. A creep hit coming on through, but without that Blink Dagger, TA having a bit of trouble keeping up with the Gyrocopter, especially with his phase, his drums, and etc. They were trying to bait him in for the Dragon Knight, and again, we see 4ASC going for the Midas. Matumba Man picking it up. I think 4ASC are just believers in the Midas in this game. We will see Nymphy, Trixie, Matoma Man, Boogie, Bollocks, the whole team going down to the Roche, but they will get an Aegis for the Templar, and actually with a well-placed trap and a Coddle Blast, they'll do some damage to the Phoenix, but Farash in a bit of trouble here as Nymphy will turn around on him with the armor reduction. She still has the Aegis here, or he, brother. That just means she as in the hero. Nymphy, task bouncing around. Witch Doctor will get punched up into the air, as Rubik does have a snowball to use here. And to use it, he shall, as actually he realizes I'm in a little too deep. Decides he wants to TP home, but it's a little too late for that right now. As Matumba Man is going to chase him down. Please use your Midas, Matumba. Matumba, it's topical. Please use it. Please, dear God. There we go. We actually have it used there. As a Coddle Blast actually, I believe, kept him alive. He will end up going down anyways, though. Oh, it only heals during the daytime. Again, I don't play much Coddle, so I'm not as familiar with the hero. But Midas actually picked up on Viper. 20 minutes in, I mean, hey, if you're ahead, you want some more farm, I guess a Midas is the way to do it. But it's sort of like starting investing on the stock market at 90 years old. You really might not have much time left to even make money off your investment. Now, if it's for your grandkids, that's great, but this is Dota. There aren't grandkids to worry about here. Root Mother may have something else to say with their Spiderites being definitely grandchildren material, but she's a spider, okay? She was banned this game, so there's no grandchildren. Assassin still holding on to the Aegis, though. Has about 3 minutes to work with it as well. And so we'll actually see a recall coming in from Coddle onto Nymphy here, who potentially could double Meld Strike very quickly with a 6-second cooldown with Coddle Chakra Master as well. Could be a very big deal here. Coddle does have the Chakra maxed as well, so could be very nice as well. Okay, I've got all that on my system. Well, they do spot out the ward here. They want to de-ward it, but there's a whole team right here in the jungle that as soon as they jump on that ward are going to move in for the kill. There we go. We actually got the ward. Apparently, as soon as they jump on that ward, they are not going to move in for the kill, rather. They are going to stay behind the line. That's the line. There's a bit of vision coming out from Matumba Man as pretty much spots the whole team. I don't think PSM was seen there. But, I mean, now they know. And again, yep, Max, that's a very good point that I should have brought up. It's very hard for this team to push against a Coddle. And it's looking like the game may already be drawing to a close because of that fact. I mean, a Coddle anyway is hard to push against. A Coddle with an Axe? Good luck. First of all, he's in permanent spirit form. Second of all, in just about a minute, when it hits daytime, He's gonna see everything. I'm still waiting for the one team that picks Coddle, Night Stalker, and gets both their ads very early, and then you have consistent map hack through the entire game. It's not the most optimal strat, but it's still, it could work. Actually, it would be terrible because the Night Stalker ult would bother the Coddle, but anyways. That's why Zeus is generally, I guess, considered a better pickup. And although the top tower getting taken down, we do have Barash over here on Matama Man. Keep in mind, he will get shocked with that stun. Does miss the Dragon Breath? No, he actually doesn't, as Matama Man is going to get hit, but the cast isn't enough to bring him down. It looks like it is, as Razor is going to take him down right now. And he'll be headed back to the underwear. I mean, the underscape, whatever.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I much prefer the overscape, personally, but Coddle picking up a gem now, right as it hits daytime as well, just to say your wards are really cute, but they cannot hide, as well as your Dragon Knight, who also, well, cannot hide. They are virtually ungankable at the moment, if they're near the Coddle. However, Ags being picked up by the Witch Doctor.
Oh, look at it go!
Pretty good timing for him as well. Meanwhile, Nymphy continuing to farm with Boogie nearby, watching him farm. Valek's just on the prowl. If you've got wards, we will find them. That's his motto. So there is practically a Silver Edge picked up by Dragon. Yeah, they did increase that recipe to 600, so he does need about 220 gold for that. And they are actually going to spot out the team here with these Templar traps. I mean, with Templar traps, Coddle Ags, no one is safe, pretty much, as they are actually going to smoke up, but they could go after Coddle here. This is their one point of entry, basically. They do not have any more smokes available, though, as there are 2 free Radiant team. I'm assuming... I actually didn't see that. And they will TP out. The ward place down here actually gave them away, as the Sentry Ward has already spotted it, and they said, you know what?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Somebody's here.
Radiant structures.
Sentry or no Sentry. There's something going on. They will go after the bot tower, the glyph being spent as well. So they are forced back to defend, but a blink away from TA will stop her from even being nearby once they get here. Do have Dragon Knight, Silver Edge pickup. Going to be very useful against TA just to disable the passive and take away those side blades, which means no extra spill damage, no extra attack range either. She's actually going to become a melee hero for about 4 seconds there. She's not going to hit nearly as hard. Recall, though, from the Coddle will secure her. As Trixie may be wandering in the wrong neighborhood. She does have a Sange picked up as well. Unsure if it's going to be a Halberd or a S&Y. Either one going to be very effective, of course.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, on the bot lane, have an engagement. Real quick, PSM in a little bit of trouble getting slowed up there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top
in just
tower
about
is
45
under
seconds.
attack.
Should be pretty easy
Dire's
prey
middle tower
for
has
4ASC. So there's going to be a recall out on the TA just up top. Phoenix could be in a little bit of trouble. Will Icarus dive forward? TA having a blink, though, will mean he's about to go down. Not enough for a stun, though, and this can be the downside of this lineup. Without Tusk, they really don't have that lockdown. hasn't really been much of an issue just yet as Boogie will get the snowball stolen, everybody up in that thing. They're actually going to chase down Trixie instead, as it's a rocket. Who makes the Dragon Tail stun coming forward. Trixie will be in a lot of trouble. The rocket, it's level 1. Just, or level 3 actually. Isn't going to do as much damage. The Witch Doctor over placed down, but just out of range of the enemy heroes. Very unfortunate there as Dragon Knight will go invis here. They do have an ultimate spin from the Gyrocopter as well, but keep in mind, Cobble has this gym. We will be able to see the Dragon Knight, and Dragon Knight is going down to it. Food for the horse now. You think you're going to turn that horse into glue? We'll turn you into glue, Dragon Knight. Anyways, they're going to be backing off right now, as 4ASC definitely have a window open to push. They may be short a hero. Excuse me. But that won't change much. I have a serious problem where I'm just yawning when I'm casting. And it's really not that I'm tired or anything. It's just that I'm yawning when I'm casting. So recall coming in on the Viper. Now there is a movement in here from the Dire team. They know it's nighttime. They know Coddle doesn't have that vision, but they're not going to be there in time. In fact, CA gonna pick up the Aegis. Already has a BKB up as well. I do like the Coddle Tusk combo though. It gives them a lot of mana for Tusk to use, which is generally his biggest issue. He will be recalling right now.
Invisibility.
Do have an invis rune up for Tusk. Coddle continuing to split push. Boogie is hanging out with Gyro, you know, his good buddy here. As the Courier will come forward. Radiance Courier going down with a lot of network on it. I think that may have been a Blink Dagger for Boogie, actually. Dire's Courier going down as well. There are no Couriers on this map for the next 3 minutes, pretty much. But with the Gyro down, this definitely opens up a portion for ASC to push. They don't know that he doesn't have buyback, but indeed he does not. It's going to be a great situation for them to be in. Brazier actually working on himself a Soak Cuirass. Looks like there will be a mana leak out on the Phoenix. Won't do too much to him, but may stop him from ulting. Possibly. He'll wait that out. And the rest of the team backing up, but a big Coddle Blast coming through just to clear off the tops of the HP bars of those heroes. Coddle setting up another one right now. Viper coming forward. Witch Doctor going to get the brunt of this one. But Rubik should be going down. Will actually end up falling to the Viper's poison damage, I'm assuming. Nice disjoint there from Nymphy. As Barash is going to be able to invis away. Now, they don't have... Excuse me, they do still have the gem on the Coddle. Of course, Coddle being forced to retreat at the moment. Pashka and Dale, they're forming up the mid lane, but they're definitely being overtaken by 4ASC now that 4ASC have almost a 14k gold lead and 8k plus experience lead as well. It's going to get very ugly here indeed. Don't forget, if it's your first time here at Truesight TV, to hit that follow button. We really appreciate your viewership, and we hope you're enjoying the cast as well. It's not perfect by any means right now, but pretty good by my standard of solo casting. Just definitely not perfect. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter at Truesight TV. Of course, I'm SB Revolution 5. You can find me at SB Revolution 5 on Twitch and Twitter, and SB Revolution 5 Dota on Facebook. Shiva's Guard or AC looks to be next up for Dragon Knight. Coddle is just being a taxi cab. So now what's up a man gonna get hit with a stun. Actually dropping quite low already. Gonna get lifted up to the high ground. We'll be able to get away for a second. Though one more right click from the tower. But even though the tower doesn't click, we'll do it. And we actually do have a disconnect from the gyrocopter. And keep in mind, since this isn't a ticketed game, it did not automatically pause. Which is quite unfortunate. We get us away from the TP sound. Let's just go down here somewhere. As directed camera was attempting to drag us back toward it. We have yet another pause. Hopefully he'll be reconnecting very soon. Don't have anything from the players. But of course, guys, again, thank you so much for coming out. Really appreciate your support here. I would give my whole spiel again, but I just gave it. So, yeah. Looks like he is reconnecting though. And we should be ready to go shortly. Sorry to bring back the TP sound, but AC, unless there was something on the courier, which there could have easily been, although I do still believe that wasn't Blake coming out for Tusk. Still have a little bit to go on that AC for Razor, which will help their push potential quite nicely, as well as their survivability. It looks like PSM is ready to go, or rather, your gyrocopter played by Vipashka. We will TP out to the top lane. Sanjanasha picked up on the gyrocopter. A nice ice charge just to board them back here, as well as a light blast. And they'll actually be recalling in the Viper right about now, who did just TP back home, but he's just going to get a quick refill. Who needs a courier, you know? Trixie will be moving forward there. There's a missile chasing down Nymphy, but a nice dodge of the ult from the gyrocopter on these two heroes. Now Trixie and Boogie trying to get away. Boogie going to force snap his buddy forward to hopefully save him. A nice ice shard, or ice sigil. That's what it's called, right? Frozen sigil, to stop them, and a beautiful ice blast coming out. Nymphy going to be able to help take down one as Viper actually gets the killing blow. Dominating speed for Nymphy as he now takes down the Witch Doctor. Vipashka in a little bit of trouble. And he's going to end up going down. It's a double kill for Trixie, as he did have Dragon Knight able to escape. And they will force the buyback out from the Witch Doctor. Meanwhile, the bot tier 2 is under attack. I don't think 4ASC are all that worried, though, seeing as they've got quite a bit of map control already, and they're already assaulting for access. You see, 2/3 of PSM's health going down with just one Meld Strike. See, we'll be able to steal Meld, return the damage back at TA a bit. A nice Witch Doctor ulti coming out. Matama Man should be able to live here and take him out, but he just can't deal the damage to Witch Doctor. It continues targeting him, but it does not actually deal out any damage, as he is going to fall here, and then Rax will live to fight another game, at least. And a pretty decent gold change for YeS, or Yellow Submarine. But is it enough to keep them in the game? I'm not too sure at the moment. There actually is a Diffusal Blade picked up on TA now that they've seen the Ghost Scepter up on Witch Doctor. They know they just have to do something about that. Just a reminder, guys, if you've got an effigy that's blank, you can probably just, what is it? Reforge it, because there is now Reforger packs that come with Compendium. Pipe up for Viper. Now I'm going to give the team an aura to help out with that as well. Now we will see a recall out on Matama Man. There's going to be a smoke up on Boogie and no one else. It may have been on the Viper initially, but I'm not too sure. Mersh, of course, not up for a little bit here. The Yellow Submarine trying to get their farm up. Keep in mind, Dragon Knight is one of those heroes that once he gets his levels, he's pretty much set. Of course, luxury items are very nice, but he doesn't scale incredibly well with farm into the super late stages of the game. That's, of course, not what we're going to be seeing tonight. And by tonight, I mean this afternoon. The game is going on this Sunday.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Well, Rubik actually getting a steal of Illuminate, and if I'm not mistaken, that is actually the Coddle ult for Illuminate. He's going to grab himself a smoke just in case here. So they do some damage to the top tower, but not quite enough as well. These are actually pop the ult? Yeah, he did pop the ult in the jungle over here, okay. As he is trying to finish that AC, I'm assuming that's what they're going to use for their next big siege. So it isn't going to come for another minute, simply because, first of all, he's got to get the AC up. And he'll be sending that off to Secret Shop right now to pick it up. Roche respawning in just 30 seconds, and if they realize this, which they indeed will, with the trap up in the pit, and they can take it, it's going to be quite nice. Jim is picked up on the Witch Doctor. That's going to be very useful for combating the TA. Did somebody else have Blink? What else was on that courier then? Maybe it was the... Oh, Coddle has a Blink. Okay. That's a new one. Some counter push will be coming out from Rubik up top. Coddle with the counter push. Of course. As he does.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Getting hit. They will throw out the ult though on all five, but most of them BKB will actually be fine here. Boogie gonna get the punch off up into the air. There's a gym on deck, and that is 3 heroes down for Yellow Submarine. Gyro does have a buyback now, but Witch Doctor and Rubik down for about a minute. This is not really what you're wanting to see. Again by the Yellow Submarine. Dale coming out there. Ooh. End up falling Nymphy in a bit of trouble. Barash also gonna go down here. Alex on a killing spree. Double kill for him. They've been wiped. There is a buyback on the Phoenix, and Gyro is up in 10 seconds. They've lost the racks already. It's not looking too hot for them to keep another one up. I would assume Phoenix will buy back right now to help out the Gyro. No? Okay, just gonna give up a Rex. Keep in mind, Razor has Cheese, TA has Aegis. Gyro will get jumped on here. Nice Manta dodge, but doesn't seem to do it as the Meld Strike stolen by Rubik. We are gonna see the buyback from Phoenix now. Just being forced out. They have to save this last rack, so the game is pretty much over. At least from this stage. And they will lose the range tracks. An ult comes out from Dale, but doesn't stun for very long at all. And an ult coming out from the Gyrocopter, though. It'll hit on 3. Is there enough to make something happen. Ruben goes sceptered up there. Dale with the Icarus dive, but then Mipashka is going down, and it's going to be GG. We'll be taking it to game number 3 here, folks, in the lower bracket final for the SLTV Pro Series. Again, I'm SB Revo with G5, bringing you the match. Should be quite an eventful one for game number 3. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. This series should be done right before your TI qualifiers begin for the day over on all those TF5 Yasha Sanj Scotty streams. But for now, you're watching Truesight TV, and we appreciate your viewership. We'll be right back.
esportsbets.com, the service where gamers will bet real money on virtual events. Only here, the best odds and widest coverage of games from Dota 2 to Hearthstone. We have over 200,000 users registered. Join us. Prove that you are the best versed in esports. Who will get the first blood? Who will take the first Roshan? Who will win the knife round? Participate in the race of predictors and earn real money. The more bids, the more bonuses. Reward for your first deposit up to $600. esportsbets.com. Foresight, passion, and calculation.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning! Solid as a rock! Cheap as duck! What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember, G2A.com, the best video game store ever!